Mini. Saturday, early afternoon. It's a gorgeous day outside. It's like about 50 degrees out. It's not too hot. Obviously, it's not warm. It's still chilly out, but it's not as bad as the past couple days we've had here in Jersey. So just taking advantage of it, filming, all that. Last video, I let you guys know the 5 things that I love about my Mini in general and Minis in general, you know? Now this video is gonna be different as opposed to what I love. Obviously, there's stuff that I hate about the car, stuff that I dislike about the car. So this video is gonna be the 5 things that I hate / dislike that annoy me about my Mini Cooper S and pretty much, you know, some things Mini in general. So this is what I think. You know, some of you guys might disagree, some of you guys might agree. Let me know and let's start off. All right, guys, so the first thing that I absolutely hate about my Mini Cooper is definitely got to be the dual sunroofs. They're nice. I love them. I love the way they look. I love being able to open them when it's nice out, nice weather. I like being able to flip them up, you know, to look cool when you're driving. But overall though, it's just annoying. Why? Because if you own a Mini, you would know, I would say 9 times out of 10, these sunroofs love to rattle. They're kind of janky. When I first bought mine, it didn't do that, luckily. But I noticed, it was right before the winter started. It wasn't cold. I would say it's probably like in the 50s and 60s. But I started to notice that the sunroof started to shake and it started to rattle when I had it open. And I didn't know what it was at the start, so I would close the sunroof drive and then open it. And then I realized that, you know, every time I had it open, I would hear that rattling noise. Every time I closed it, it would stop. So obviously it's the sunroof. I know a lot of Mini owners have problems with that. These sunroofs, like I said, are really janky. They love to rattle, they shake, and it's just annoying. It's unfortunate because it's a nice touch to the car, but also, they're kind of heavy. So, I mean, depending what you have your Mini for, if it's like a daily, I guess that's fine. It's nice to have as luxury to the car. It's a nice feature to have, obviously. But, you know, if you use it for what, you know, somebody who modifies cars, you kind of try and opt to not have a sunroof. You save weight, and like I said, it's not as janky, it's not rattling, so when you're going fast or you're on a track or whatever the case is, you know, you don't have that in your ear rattling and, you know, just bothering you, you know? So personally, I don't like the sunroof. That's just me. But, and if you guys don't know, like I said, you know, we got the dual, so that's the first thing that I hate about this car. All right, guys, second thing that I hate about my car, hate about Minis in general, it would have to be in the center of the dashboard in Mini Coopers, you have this big circular speedometer. If you've ever seen a Mini, you know, an older one, like anything, you know, you'll see this huge circle in the middle of the dash. And it's just a big speedo. And personally, I don't like it. I don't know, I think it looks kind of tacky. I know if you ask any like Mini enthusiasts, you know, they absolutely love it. I mean, I guess it's cool, you know, that, you know, if you have passengers in the car, if you're going fast, they can see how fast you're going, you know, or if you have like your parents in the car, your mom, dad, brother, sister, whoever, they can know that you're going the speed limit so they're not scared and think that you're doing anything crazy. But overall, I think it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of redundant. And the reason why I say that is because, now, if you don't know Minis, right? So, here is what I'm talking about. So, center of the dash, you have all speedometer, and then you have the radio here. And it's huge. I mean, this is the whole dash right here. So this takes up a good portion of the middle of the dash, obviously. So, now why do I say it's redundant? If you come here, let's focus. See where here says miles per hour. When you're driving, there's a digital display that shows you how fast you're going. So you see how fast you're going here, and it shows you here. So I really don't think that's necessary, personally. Like I said, I just think it's redundant. I think it looks kind of ugly. I think the new F-Series Minis did it right. Their center display, it's got the same shape, obviously. These Minis are built on circles. There's circles everywhere you look in this interior of this car. So that's like Mini's thing, and I get that. But in the F-Series, that is only now for, like, you know, your display, your radio, GPS nav, all that. right? That's all it has. There's no speedo in the middle anymore. Now they have the speedo behind the steering wheel with the tachometer and all that, and I think that's just a better overall design personally. So I think Mini should just stick to that. I think it looks better, and it's just, I guess, more convenient. You know, I don't really see a need to have the speedometer in the middle. That's just me. I just think it looks ugly. I think they could have done something different with the center of the dash rather than just putting a huge speedo there personally. Guys, third thing that I really don't like about these cars, but I knew going into this buying one, would be the lack of space in the car. These cars really not are ideal to put a lot of stuff in. For long road trips, things like that, it's really not an ideal car to have, I mean, from my experiences. As you guys can see, and I've showed in other videos, I don't have any rear seats. I took them out, and even when taking out the rear seats, there's still not that much room in the car anyways. So imagine with the rear seats in. Obviously buying a Mini Cooper, you know that going into it, but it's really not designed to be putting a lot of stuff in. That's for the R56 and the smaller minis, so like the coupes. You know, if you buy some of the newer minis, you know, like you have the Countryman or the new F-Series, the 4-door minis, you know, they have more room, but it's still not that much. This mostly pertains more to the smaller minis, you know, like the R50s, the 53s, the 56s, the 58s, even the new F-Series, the 56s. Cars, the minis that came with 2 doors, the small little hatches, those minis is what I'm really talking about. You really don't get that much space with them. I'm short, you know, I'm 5'7", and there was times, you know, I had a buddy driving the car, somebody else in the passenger seat, and I'm in the back seat when I had back seats in the car, and I barely fit, and they were almost all the way up, and I still did not have that much leg room. It was really uncomfortable. I think the back seats in this car are pretty unnecessary. If you have them in, if you pop the hatch, you literally cannot fit anything back there. So if you're going on road trips, like for me, you know, I've gone to H2O in this car the past 2 years, and it was awful. You really can't fit that much. And what you do fit, like, everything's crammed up. You really do gotta slam the hatch so that you can be able to close things. You know, if you have somebody in the passenger seat, they gotta hold a bunch of stuff, have stuff at their feet. So it's really not convenient to go far, especially when you have a lot of luggage. I don't recommend it. I think Mini did it right when it came to the R58s, which are the coupes, not the hatches, the coupes. I think they did it right with those cars. They don't come with back seats, and they shouldn't. There's no point. And if you own a GP2, they also don't come with back seats. So Mini did it right with those 2 cars. I understand the GP2 is more of like a track spec race Mini Cooper, so that's why it doesn't have back seats, you know, for weight reduction, blah, blah, but still, I don't really see a point to having back seats in these cars. They're too small from the get-go, and you really can't put anybody back there unless they're like, you know, probably 5'3", maybe even shorter and under. So for me, back seats are useless. Don't like them. Space in this car overall, no point. There's no space in these cars. The front is okay. The front actually is decently roomy, but anything in the rear, you can't fit anything in these cars. So just know that before you buy one. And if you do buy one, don't be like me and complain about it after. All right, guys, the fourth thing that I really hate about this car, I mean, this pertains to most Minis in general. If you've ever seen a Mini and you notice and you look at it from the outside, they come with these ugly plastic fenders that, you know, they're just ugly. Like, I can't even think of a word. They're just ugly. They look super cheap, which they are, and they just look really tacky. It sets the look of the car off, in my opinion. You know, I feel like Mini, you know, BMW, they put a lot of time making these cars, and, you know, for them to, you know, make the interior pretty nice, the outside of the car is pretty nice, you know, it's built well, in my opinion, to just throw, you know, plastic fenders on the car, it just makes the car look cheap. And it's unfortunate because, you know, for all the money that, you know, these companies make, or what they put into the cars, to just put plastic fenders, it just, I think it's unnecessary. It just looks bad. I feel like all the Minis should have just came paint match from the factory for the fenders, and maybe given other options. You know, maybe if you bought a red one, or you bought a green Mini, something like that, maybe you got the option to not paint match, but you get gloss black fenders instead, then that would have been kind of cool. But overall, the plastic fenders, they just look bad. You could kind of get away with it if you have a pepper white or a black Mini, like I do. It doesn't look as bad then, because, you know, the black hides the black, obviously, and the pepper white, you know, white and black are 2 colors that go you know, I think the best together, if not black on black. So I think those are the two main colors that you can kind of get away with it where it doesn't look as bad. But, you know, other color minis, you know, depending on like your color scheme and the options you got, it really doesn't look that good. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you. I'm in the Mini right now, so but these are the fenders that I'm talking about. So as you can see, they're just plastic, so it goes from a nice paint right to plastic. It looks awful. And mind you, from the fenders, you also have the stock like side skirts that they just look bad. So I think Mini really dropped the ball when it came to the outside design of the car. I think they could have done better. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, I think there was an option to get them paint match from the factory, but that should cost more, and I feel like you shouldn't have to pay more for something like that. It should have just came from the designers in the first place, but that's how car companies work. Last thing that I hate about this car, and I know a lot of Mini people feel the same way, is the windshield. Now, why you're asking the windshield? Okay, if you own a Mini, compared to other cars, you can see that the Mini has a very vertical style windshield. Most cars have a nice curved windshield that goes with the body lines and the design of the car. These cars, like I said, come with a very vertical, straight up windshield. So why is that bad? Why is that annoying? I'm driving on the highway and a little rock, something hits your windshield, which is gonna happen. If you drive your car every day, or even if you drive it on the weekends, no matter how much you drive your car, something is always gonna end up hitting the windshield one way or another. When they hit a Mini Cooper windshield, it literally sounds like an explosion went off. Like, you'll be driving and you'll just hear, or you even see the smallest little pebble, something like that, hit the windshield, and it sounds like literally like an explosion went off. It's scary. I mean, if you're not 100% paying attention, that'll really throw you off. You think something broke on the car, honestly. Like, it's happened to me. You know, you're just cruising along on the highway and you just hear this huge explosion, and it's because something hit the windshield. You can hear everything. Any little thing that hits the windshield. I mean, I guess it's good if you're not paying attention and something hits it, it'll wake you up. I get that, but overall, if you hear that, you know, it's kind of scary. It's kind of annoying, and I think it might make it easier for one of these windshields to break if something hits it straight on, honestly. Like, you know, it won't really like hit it and then maybe like bounce up or go over the car. You know, when it's vertical, it'll just hit it. It's like a wall. It'll just hit it and just stop. So, I mean, it sucks. The design sucks. I get it goes with the car. It goes with, you know, the shape of the car, but you know, there's something that you got to know going into it. Along with the windshield, I wanted to also mention that, you know, even the windows, they're sort of annoying too, because obviously if you own a Mini, this is a frameless door. So obviously, you know, when you open the door, there's no, you know, there's no frame. It's just the door. There's no door frame. So why is that annoying? You know, if you have the window like halfway rolled up like this and you're driving and you hit a bump, you know, they move a lot. They shake a lot. So that's another thing that's kind of annoying. I'm just tying the windshield and the windows together because, you know, they're both glass components of the car. That's kind of annoying, at least in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I'm just complaining too much about the cars, but yeah, I'm gonna tie that as fifth together. The windows having no frames on the doors and the windshield. I'm gonna count that all as fifth. So guys, those are the 5 things that I hate about, you know, my Minis in general. I know a lot of people, a lot of Mini owners feel this way about these certain things. Maybe you don't, maybe you disagree and you think I'm just complaining about it, but I mean, if you're a car owner, you're an enthusiast, you know, you'll find little things that bother you about your car always, no matter what kind of car you drive. It could be your dream car. You'll always find something that you don't like about your car. That's why there's an aftermarket world. If you're into modifying cars like I am, you know, there's a lot of things that you can change or you can do to get the things that you dislike on your car to a situation that you do like. So, you know, that's how it is. I know maybe some Mini owners, like I said, won't agree with me. Maybe some of you do agree with me. You guys feel the same way. Let me know below. You know, if you own a Mini, if you drive a Mini, let me know if, you know, any of these things tick you guys off too. I know, you know, I've seen videos and I've heard other, you know, Mini owners complaining about these same things, and I feel 100% the same as they do. Or if you find something else annoying about the car that, you know, that I didn't mention, let me know. There are little other things that, you know, are annoying and that I don't like about the car. Little tiny things that really aren't as much as, you know, what I mentioned here in the video. So, like I said, if you guys are a Mini owner, or, you know, you're looking to buy a Mini or something like that, you know, just, I guess, just watch the video, you know, it's little things that I guess kind of pertain to minis in general. So just a heads up, I guess. But that's just something I don't like. So if you guys don't like something else, let me know. Like I said, put it down in the comments. Make sure, you know, like the video, subscribe, and thank you guys and have a good day.